It's Core Life Eatery, and it's a favorite spot of my daughter. We have to go there at least once a week. And it's unique as you go through and you're filling bowls with salad and meats and all sorts of. They make the stuff for you. For me, I'm on this anti-carbs thing right now, so it's a little tough for me. Mm-hmm. But I do love the bone marrow broth.
Oh, it's delicious. And, now there's always new trends in fitness and health and nutrition, and that's the big thing now is the bone broth because it's more natural. Is that what they call it,
bone broth?
Bone broth.
On the line right now is Todd Mansfield, who is the owner of Core Life Eatery. Todd, you are a nutritionist?
Bill, I am actually a physical therapist that has a fellowship in nutrition and metabolic medicine, yes.
Understood. So you'd love my zero carbs diet.
Hey, listen, the zero carbs diet's not all bad. It's not all bad.
You should see what he eats, though.
Well,
it's just no carbs. There's a lot of other bad
Jeff,
stuff.
You don't got to bring that
There's
up.
nothing wrong with a little butter as a treat.
Hey, listen, that's the truth.
Add a little salt to it, and it's okay. It's about keeping things in moderation. That's what I'm saying.
Satisfies the palate.
And I got to tell you, it's I love I really do love the broth. I think and there's a little spice to it too.
Yeah, there's some sriracha and some miso, all that are good for your metabolism. Yeah, listen, we've been very happy in New Hartford. The bone broth is one of the staples of our menu, and the good news for Andrew and for those that care is that it's really, really good for you. It's what your body really was meant to eat.
Love it. And the reaction over there. I mean, first few times we went, we couldn't get in, which is like anything new here. But the lines, the people's interest has really stayed over there. And this is the time of year where you're thinking about eating right, and this place is really a good stop for you.
Yeah, so Bill, what we found is that there's a group of people that were looking for our food, that we're saying, hey, listen, we eat clean, healthy, plant-based, quality food. And right now what we find is there's a group of people that are saying, hey, I need to start thinking about taking care of myself better. Mm-hmm. And that is the group that we're seeing now that says, hey, we've heard about you, we don't know what you are, and we get an opportunity to kind of show people there's a lot of choices. You can eat clean, whole, healthy food that tastes great. And for the average American, they think first about taste, and second about is it good for you. And then the last group we see are the people that many never really thought about eating, and now they have high blood pressure, diabetes, or some kind of chronic illness, and their doctors are saying you got to change your lifestyle. And that's the group that we also service, I think, pretty well. And very well, I guess it's
yeah.
And I think there's something to be said about taking, like, let's say somebody in business takes a client out to lunch or something like that. Yep. There aren't a lot of options, to be honest, for healthy foods in that environment. So I think that offers a unique experience for the area as well.
Well, and it's
true.
It's a healthy version of fast food because you're in and you're out. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So we're in that space called fast casual. We're like the Chipotle Panera kind of experience, maybe a bit faster than a Panera, but sort of like the Chipotle. You come in a single style service line. The millennials want choice, so you come to the front. You can buy a curated bowl that we've made for you, or you can just kind of pick and choose what you like. And everything we've made is from scratch. There's nothing processed. There's low sodium, low sugar, and for the parents that want to bring their kids in and not have to fight over not getting the sodas in the garbage. There's none of it in the store. So everybody, it's good.
Well, you have some really unique lemonades, different flavors, and that's really in right now. So this, I think, has and this is not necessarily a chain, although. Explain.
No,
I mean, you're talking. It could very well become a chain, and I'm assuming that would be your hope.
We started in Syracuse a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
With just sort of an idea that, hey, listen, we want to eat healthy, so let's build something that we'd like. And we had such an overwhelming response. We said, let's try it again in Rochester, and that was 8 stores ago, and we have 25 stores we're building this year.
Wow!
And actually, the end of last year, we just were approved to sell franchises, and we've got one person in Michigan that actually bought the whole state of Michigan.
Wow.
And it looks like we're selling Utah and the Dayton, Ohio, and Chicago, and Indianapolis, and I guess I could keep going on. Yeah,
Well,
we've
that's
had
awesome.
really. It's been amazing.
And people
it's been
were
really amazing.
And where are you from, by the way, Todd?
Yeah, I'm actually sitting in Binghamton.
Okay.
Our first store was in Syracuse. We have two of our partners actually are from Utica. One of them was that just joined us in the fall last year. Scott Davis, who was one of the who was the chief concept officer at Panera Bread.
Wow.
So we've I think we've touched on a nerve of, hey, years ago people said this is how you do grocery stores, and Wegmans came in and said, you know what, there's really a better way to do it, and we're hoping, obviously, that we may be kind of touching on a nerve that may allow us to have some success also.
Well, it seems like by all the action you have going in this this franchise opportunity, it seems like the time is right, and your timing has been perfect here. So
I've got a quick question, because we've talked about how it's fast casual or quick casual food, and with all these other stores popping up, like I'll say McDonald's as an example. If you own the part of the franchise, right? If you open up a store, all your supply comes from McDonald's, right? And you said nothing is processed. So how do you manage that?
No,
providing.
Listen, it's a nightmare.
I can imagine, right? I can imagine.
It's like the perfect question. When you make everything every day from scratch, how do you have McDonald's? What we all know is you go in and you buy a meal and you know exactly
what you're
how
getting.
it's going to taste.
Yeah.
Yep, because it's all processed. When you do what we're doing, it's way more challenging because everything is made every day, and ingredients, stuff that comes out of the ground, doesn't always taste exactly the same.
Right.
So listen, we have that's been our challenge. That's why it's taken us a little bit longer to make sure that we have recipes and we have a process of the way we handle food. And we believe, we're a year and a half old. We're still getting better every day, but we think we've kind of figured out how to do this. So when someone comes in on a Monday and a Friday, whether you're in Columbus or Cleveland or Rochester or New Hartford, you're going to get essentially the exact same meal.
Right.
But listen, you guys, that's a great question, because that's the challenge. And how do we safely source food where we can get enough of it? We went to Cleveland. In the first 2 months we were in Cleveland, the supplier there said, we supply Core Life Eatery more kale than all the other restaurants in all of Cleveland.
Wow.
And we were stressing the supply chain. So listen, part of this whole thing is is it repeatable? Is it sustainable? Is all of the questions that you guys probably would think of.
Well, I guess you're wondering. I mean, the question of kale is the new hot thing. It's been that way for a few years. Not everybody loves it, but kale is the new thing. And so obviously you have to stay current, because trends change very, very quickly.
Like the bone broth.
And you gotta be wondering. I guess the big question is, and nobody knows.
What's next?
What's next? Yep. And can we find our niche in all of this? And but right now, you got to ride the wave.
Yeah, no, Bill. Listen. So because you mentioned my background's healthcare, and what we all should know is that Americans are sick. Chronic illness in America is epidemic. Obesity is the fastest growing chronic illness in America. And listen, I would say I'm telling you that what we put in our mouth is part of the reason why Americans are so sick. Yeah, and we cannot continue to afford to pay for the chronic illness. So what I believe is more and more people, especially driven by the millennials, they care about where their food comes from. They care about what was done to their food before they put it in their mouth. And they are pushing this trend of we're going to take better care of ourselves. And because of that, we're betting millions that say that this is not flash pan. This is not something that's here today and gone tomorrow. This will be a trend that just makes sense. It passes a common sense question. And now adding Scott to our team, where he can keep us relevant when it comes to, 3 months ago we added a bowl called a tuna poke bowl, which is these little chunks of tuna, ahi tuna.
I've had that. It's really good.
And it's really good for you, and it tastes really good, and it's new to our market. As best I know, nobody was doing it when we started, and now there's a couple little, small stores that are following behind us.
Yeah.
But I think he will keep us relevant moving forward when it comes to our food choices.
Yeah, I think it's, listen, you're onto something here, and it seems like you're having great success. I got to tell you, and then comes investing in the community. I see a perfect match for you. Like, you've got the Boilermaker coming up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, listen, we are on that. We want to be a local. It's not we want to be. We're just normal local guys that, I'm from Binghamton. We have just opened a store here. We're investing in the Binghamton athletics. We're investing in the yoga in the community. We're doing exactly the same thing in every place we go. We've met with the people from the Boilermaker. There's all sorts of events and activities that we will be investing in and connecting to, because that's our story.
Well, I love the story. It's an American dream story is what you're in the midst of, and this is really cool to follow.
We'll see.
We'll see. Right. Well, listen, you're going down the path right now. It's looking really good. So, being received incredibly well in New Hartford here, and we congratulate you on your success, and thank you for coming on this morning.
Yeah, thank you both for having me, and I'm glad that you've enjoyed the store.
All right,
Blessings
Todd.
to all of you.
Thanks so much.
Thanks so much.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
It's what I hear almost every day from my daughter. Are we going to car? I got to go to car.
I haven't been. I've got to go now.
And it's a little intimidating in the very beginning because you don't know what to do.
I was just thinking,
which
if
is
I
why
walk in,
I just follow my wife.
What's the tuna piquet or whatever he said?
It's all up on the board. You can see, but don't have a problem with letting somebody past you that's in line, because you go through a line. Let somebody, if you're a little nervous, let somebody past you or say, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Or do what I do and take somebody with you that knows what they're doing, and they'll walk you through it.